Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. A Tennessee woman who was kidnapped and buried alive decades ago is now sharing her story. Experts call it the largest mass kidnapping in the country's history, and CNN actually just released a documentary about it a few days ago. Jennifer Brown Hyde lives in Nashville now, but she was in California back in 1976 when 3 armed men hijacked her school bus. They drove around for 11 hours with Hyde and 25 of her classmates on board before ordering everyone into a moving van that was hidden underground. The men were hoping to collect $5 million in ransom money.
Really thought that I was going to die. I had said my prayers. I told God that if he got me out of there, I would do my chores, I would behave at home, I would go to church every Sunday. And I really prepared myself to die after that. I really thought that that would be my last breath, my last meal, my last recollection of life.
Well, the students and driver escaped by digging a hole to safety. All 3 kidnappers were later arrested and convicted. And chilling new details this morning about a young girl who found a man hiding in her playroom. It turns out he'd actually been inside of the Robertson County home for an entire hour. The family saw a man walk into their garage. They searched the house and found nothing until their 8-year-old daughter came down the stairs crying. The mom held the man at knife point until police showed up.
She came running back downstairs, screaming and crying that there was a man up there. We'll just take it day by day. And she can follow me around the house if she wants to, and we'll just all sleep in the same room as long as we need to. But no, we don't feel safe.
Well, the suspect is now facing charges of aggravated burglary and carjacking. He has a violent history dating back 20 years.
From the WVLT Newsroom, I'm Whitney Turner. A starting UT defensive lineman, James Pierce, is facing charges this morning after police say they pulled him over while doing 63 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. Officers say he was also driving with a suspended license and expired tags. The report also says Pierce did not follow instructions from the officers. He's facing several charges, including driving with a suspended license and speeding. We reached out to UT Athletics about this arrest, and in a statement, UT Associate Athletics Director Bill Martin says, quote, "We are aware of the incident and we are awaiting more information. We're going to continue to follow this story as it develops." The Department of Justice is giving more than $500,000 to UT's world-renowned Body Farm. The money will help the Body Farm with several research projects, including one that helps law enforcement locate unrecorded burial sites or clandestine graves. The department is known worldwide for its research and training. Officials say this money will help take them to the next level.
We're trying to make life and lives better for our research. And this is just such a terrific example, and the example of our own Forensic Anthropology Center. I couldn't be prouder of that.
Since 2007, UT has received nearly $7 million in grants from the Department of Justice.
Well, there's movement in the case against former Memphis police officers accused in the brutal killing of Tyree Nichols. Here's Taylor Tucker at WMC in Memphis.
The state case involving the former Memphis police officers charged in the beating death of Tyree Nichols is making some progress. Attorneys for Demetrius Haley, Justin Smith, Emmett Martin III, and Tadarius Bean were in Shelby County Court on Monday. The men are charged with second-degree murder for Tyree Nichols' death. Another former officer, Desmond Mills Jr., entered a plea deal for both state and federal charges in this case and will not have to stand trial, but he may be required to testify. The other 4 former officers will be back in court in February. The trial is set for August of 2024. The federal trial is set for May of next year. And as the Tyree Nichols case unfolds, the city of Memphis and its police department is also in the middle of an investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice. The DOJ is investigating the policing practices of the department after countless reports of officers using excessive force. The city is also the subject of the investigation. That's your headline from the Mid-South.
Well, Tennessee is looking at rolling out lanes that you would pay to use in order to avoid traffic. The so-called choice lanes are part of TDOT's effort to fix interstate congestion. Some Democratic lawmakers are sounding the alarm, though, over TDOT's Transportation Modernization Board. They say local towns and cities should make the decision, not the board. Here's how choice lanes would work.
They could stay in the same lane that they're in now, or they could choose to get into another lane that would allow them to get where they're going on a more reliable basis.
A law signed by Governor Lee last year says that the TDOT board can choose to implement choice lanes across the state, but Democrats say that should be up to local governments to decide. They say the governor gave unelected political appointees full discretion to decide whether a private company can charge drivers in their own towns. The board is still in the planning phases for this. All right, First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro joining us with a look at the forecast. Some people, Stefano, in very high elevations may see a couple flakes tonight.
Dare we say it? We do say it because it is going to happen in some areas, but it shouldn't really cause any big weather headaches for us. This afternoon looks pretty nice. Temperatures will be in the 50s, 55 Nashville, 58 in Memphis, 52 in Knoxville, and Chattanooga, 56. Decent sunshine to go around through midday. Now, as we head through the evening and into the overnight tonight, a couple of showers will swing through. They're pretty isolated for the most part, but as we get into the colder parts of the night and we get up into those higher elevations, that's where we could see some flurries end up mixing in. And the very highest elevations, maybe even try to toss in an isolated snow shower. That will hold true even into tomorrow morning, so don't be surprised, especially in East Tennessee, if we wake up and see a couple of flurries. It's chilly tomorrow morning. The afternoon will end up clearing out that cloud cover, but notice the temperature pretty much stalls out in the 40s. We will try to get near 50 in a couple of spots, but really does look like a day where most of us will spend it in the 40s as we go into the weekend. Remember, we're tracking a new round of rain moving into West Tennessee. That'll happen late morning into the afternoon. Middle Tennessee, that'll happen late afternoon into the evening, then spreading across the state as we go through the night into our Wednesday, or I should say our Sunday morning. On the back side of that, there could also be a little leftover rain shower, maybe even a spotty flurry or snow shower to watch for in those higher elevations once again late Sunday.
In Knoxville, 7-time NASCAR champion Richard Petty stopped by Food City yesterday to celebrate a successful fundraiser. The fundraiser supports the Paralyzed Veterans of America organization, which helps veterans who experienced service-related spinal cord damage. That Food City location alone raised $18,000. Richard Petty weighed in on how this fundraiser raises awareness and appreciation of those who served.
So the big deal is that thank you guys for suffering for us and being able to let us do what we want to do. So here's a thank you as much as we can do to put them back in the mainstream.
The money goes toward helping veterans recover from injury through life-changing services.
Well, thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with the big headlines from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.